All right, so this website's really helpful to find all of the data from specific coins that you want to look into. Like on, for example, on TradingView, if you look up Digibyte, you can't see all the data from Digibyte USD, but if you go to this website, you can. The more data, the more helpful it is. It shows the volume as well. Um, I really like using this to actually chart like macro trends and to kind of see where cryptocurrencies are going in the future. And I'm going to show you maybe about 10 different cryptocurrencies and 10 of the ones that I'm really looking at, and the ones I think that are going to make it this cycle and have really high percentage gains. I mean, they already have, but I think we're still somewhat early. We're getting close to um, maybe about halfway through wave three, and I'll kind of explain that here in a little bit too. But I'll break down past cryptocurrencies that what happened last cycle and what I think is gonna happen this cycle and then the cycle after that. A lot of these cryptocurrencies are brand new. Some of them have been around for a while, so they do have more data and more trend. Um, but I'm going to break down, what I see in them, and I'll probably do 10 of them, whichever ones I think are going to do really well. Whether that be, protocol currencies, which protocol currencies are things that they're like other applications are built on top of. So it's kind of like a iOS or whatever, like your iPhone. So there's apps built on the iPhone. The iPhone is the protocol. The iOS is the protocol. So we'll kind of break that down. But let's look at Digibyte first. I really like looking at this one because it does show exactly what happened last cycle and what we expect to see this cycle. So if you look at Elliott Wave, which is what I had up on here, Elliott Wave always has. This is just human behavior, and assets play out in the same way because people want more Bitcoin. If there's 21 million Bitcoin, somebody will say, well, I wish I had a whole Bitcoin. A long time ago, they said, well, I wish I had 10 Bitcoin. Longer than that, I wish I had 100 Bitcoin. Eventually, they're going to say, well, I wish I had 0.25 Bitcoin, zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, and then maybe even 0.01 Bitcoin. So these Elliott impulse waves should continue to keep going over time as long as the company continues to produce or Bitcoin continues to be mined, which it's, the companies are a little bit more risky because, what if they fail, they quit doing what they're doing and they're not innovating anymore. Bitcoin's always going to be there. It's always going to be mined. The ones that have already been mined will always be there on the blockchain. Same for like Litecoin, for example. But let's do an Elliott wave count here. Okay, so we'll start here. Don't look at the chart. I'm not going to compare this to the chart, but Elliott wave always has one impulse wave up, an impulse wave down. It could be complex or it could be simple. Complex would be, this would be like more of a simple one, and then you have wave three, and then more of a complex one might go longer, and then you have the final wave here. So, for example, complex, let's look at the time on the bottom. So December 2014 all the way to March, okay? And then this one was simple. So June all the way to July, August. 2 months versus 4 months or so. Okay, so there's a complex one and a simple pullback. Okay, then you have the fifth wave blow off top, wherever that goes. And then you have an ABC correction. Okay, then you have an A down, B up, C down. Okay, so right there, this is wave one of a macro cycle. Okay, so that's wave one. And then we have either a complex, wave two, and then a wave 3, and then a simple wave 5. Doesn't pass this point, this one over here, and then you have wave 5. And then within within each one of these big waves here, you have a whole cycle here. Okay, and then you have a whole cycle in this wave 1, just like this. So you start here, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have an ABC correction. A down, B up, C down. Okay, so just remember that there's little Elliott waves within a bigger Elliott wave within a bigger Elliott wave. Okay, that's just really important to understand. So let's get rid of all that. Okay, so all right, let's do an Elliott wave count on here. So Digibyte used to be worth 0.00004 cents. Okay, now it's worth 7 cents. Okay, so no matter where you bought over here, does it really matter where you bought over there when it's worth 7 cents? I don't care if it went down. You know, you bought this peak right here because you thought it was going to break out, and it dropped 72%. So if you had $1,000 in there, you only have $300. Does that really matter when it's at 7 cents? No. As long as you were willing to hold on and you understood Elliott wave, and you understood that people were adopting this currency, or they were adopting the protocol, it's an asset, people will eventually want it. There's a lot of learning that goes into cryptocurrencies as well, and most people just buy something because it's going up. So if you're learning about it, you're going to have a better chance of, yeah, Digibyte's faster than, you know, the Swift banking system. So there's some hope that it goes up in value, and it has been. So let's go over Elliott wave here. So let's see where this count starts. Normally you want to start from the bottom here. So the very bottom point. So you have a 1 here, two, 3, 4, and 5. And there's different ways to do the counts too. So an A, B, C correction. Oops. Have the wrong one on there. Okay, so A, B, C correction. So A down, B up, C back down. Whether that ended here or ended here. No, it looks like it ends here. Okay. So it started here. First cycle's done. Okay, let's do the second cycle. So wave 1 here, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. Okay? Now we do an ABC correction. Either one of these is the top. Then it goes all the way all the way down here. This right here could have been, you could have thought that was the end of C, but it wasn't. Continued down lower. So if it breaks that point, you could sell and then wait. And then where are we at now? So wave 1 here, and A, B, C down. Wave 3 probably breaks this high. Maybe goes around 60 cents or so. Let's do that again. So 1, 2. Let's just say it goes up here and then has a pullback, a scary pullback, and then has its final wave up here. and then let's go back out. So in a macro count, this is wave 1, this is wave 2, this is wave 3, this is wave 4, and then this is wave 5 in the big count of things. Okay, and you kind of still know that because these projects are going up on bigger volume, just like over here, and they're still building. The companies are still trying to innovate, trying to do specific things. So this at least should play out. And then we have an ABC correction that lasts a while. And then maybe Digibyte's kind of dead or whatever for a while, and nobody wants to buy it, and then it has its next run. As long as the company is still doing stuff, not because people dislike the currency because it's went down in price. I mean, look what happened here. A lot of people dislike this currency. They didn't want to buy it anymore because they were scared because it dropped. You know, you had $1,000 in there. You have $20 now if you bought the top, which most people do. Same over here. So so that's the macro count. Micro, macro for long term. Volume is still growing here, so we're in good shape. And yeah, it can drop quite a bit, just like it did over here. But as long as you hold it for a while, then you should be fine, as long as the company's not getting sued or whatever's happening. So that's the macro count, micro count for Elliott Wave on Digibyte. So that's what I see happening here. For Litecoin, same thing here. So you've got wave 1, wave 3, or wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. There are certain corrections here, so I wouldn't say this is 2, just because it's really long here and it's consolidated, maybe somewhere around here. There are, they call them, I think, sideways flats, I believe. But I would say it's somewhere around here. So this one was complex, this one was simple, and then wave 5. And then A, B, C down. Okay. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 3 probably ends somewhere around 1,000. This pulls back to maybe 400 or something, and then goes on a run to probably $4,000. So look how similar that was. So you can take an average price run here. Now let's actually do this. Let me show you how similar this is. So let's go back to this little wave right here, wave 1. Okay, and then let's take a percentage move from the bottom here all the way to the top. 677%. Okay, so let's go back to this wave 1. What do we say? 677%. 537%. So you get less percentage, but it's really, really close. And then let's take this push up here. So we'll take the percentage here to here, 83%. Okay, let's go over here, 128%. So they're very, very similar movements here. And then let's look at this part to this part. Okay. Okay, so we'll take the bottom here from where this ended right here, take the percentage move, almost 10,000%. Okay, so let's see, there might be actually a better way to do this. So we'll take the bottom here, 10,000% would be $2,600. But I think there's more of a pattern here I want to show you, that I think this actually might play out more so. So it had this little accumulation box here. See that accumulation range here, how it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, and then it breaks and then it goes parabolic. This is what I'm kind of seeing here too. This range of accumulation, and then a break, and then a test, and then a break up. So let's see how far this broke and went up. 6,000%. So let's see where this ends up. $800. So on the low end, you've got $2,000 to $4,000, and then on the high end, you've got pretty close to $10,000. I know it sounds crazy. When you look at this, it sounds crazy, but let me show you something else. So let's go to Ethereum. So look, Ethereum was worth 70 cents back in November 2015. If you look on the bottom down here, you can see the date. And each one of these parabolic cycles, so this accumulation range here, let's look at that. So there's a range of accumulation here where people are selling and buying and selling and buying. It broke past that. It went completely parabolic. $10,000, 8,000%. So it started at $15 and went all the way up to $1,400. And then very few people probably got out of here, or they sold right here because they were scared. And it dropped 66% down to 130. For me, I probably would have been buying down here. I would have probably been buying all the way down. And then from that point, if you just bought there when everybody's scared and rode it up, there's 1,000%. So if you can pick these tops, you'll be in good shape. And it's already gone up. I mean, from this low, it's up 2,000%. So anyway, a lot of these alts will do this cycle over. So you can even do Elliott Wave on here as well. So this is macro count. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how this one's really complex? It took forever, and people were giving up on cryptocurrencies and Ethereum. And then this one was just scary drop. Everybody thought at the end of the world was going to happen, and then it went up. And then we had an ABC correction. So A, B, C. And then now we're starting a brand new cycle right here. 1, 2, 3, wherever this goes. Probably like $4,000 or so. And then back somewhere. And then up from there, wherever that goes. These are just speculating targets. I need to watch momentum to figure out, okay, so we're getting close to the top. This is the good time to sell. I might get out at $3,500 or so, and it goes up to $4,500, but then it should have a correction. So you can even count a small wave here, a micro count of Elliott Wave. Wave 1 of wave 1. So 3, 4, 5. ABC correction, and then 1 up, 3 up, and then some kind of correction here, and then 5, ABC correction, 1 up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it finishes the cycle. So price projections are this human behavior over and over. It doesn't really matter what the project's doing as long as it's gaining adoption, it has a community, People are buying during these consolidation ranges. So lower volume pullbacks are always good too when it's falling like this. The volume's getting lower and lower and lower. Means that there's going to be a bounce and a break. So there's Ethereum for you. Let's look at BCH, Bitcoin Cash to the dollar. Okay, Bitcoin Cash got released at $200 and went all the way up to like $4,500, but it came out at the end of a bull run. So I would expect this to continue. It's still an asset. People will still want it. They've been accumulating down here because the volume's growing. So there's ABC, and then wave. The same situation here. Wave one up here, 2 back, and then we're doing wave one of a new cycle. So wherever we end up going, it just depends. This one I've owned some, but I don't own that much. It's strong, but I don't know if this one's really going to gain too much adoption over time. But there still should be significant profits, probably back to its old high at least. Once we get in this area here, I'll see how strong rejections are, and then I'll decide to take profits or continue to hold. Let's look at NEO. NEO to the US dollar. So this one came out at 11 cents and it went all the way up to 182 cents. So that percentage gain is ridiculous. 191,000%. Okay. And then it dropped from that point 97%. But if you were accumulating in this accumulation range down here, you'd be up, let's say you took an average price right here, you'd be up 352% today. Now, a lot of people just give up on cryptocurrencies down here, but this is just wave one. Look. Cryptocurrencies aren't going away. There's wave one, wave two, wave 3, 4, and then 5. Wherever that goes, probably not going to 50 grand. It might, but it depends. But that's how that should look, as long as the company's innovating. They're doing other things as well. Software is eventually going to eat the world. Automation will eventually eat the world. It's just the way things go. People want more convenience. But this is a protocol currency. I expect a lot of cool things to be built on this blockchain. So I'm accumulating. I've been buying down here, and I'm still buying. FLM, Flamingo USD. This one is something that is built on NEO. So look, you've got increasing volume from here. Wave 1, 2, 3, wherever this goes, and then 4, and then 5. Flamingo is a decentralized finance platform, which is all very popular from last year, so I expect this just to be, this actually might be wave 1 here. And then 3, I don't think 3's over. So 3 probably goes up there somewhere, and then 5 may go wherever. And you can look at the market caps on CoinMarketCap and see how much money's in here. Maybe there's $500 billion or 500 million or something like that. I think NEO has 10 billion. Don't quote me on that. Something like that. 5 to 10 billion. Bitcoin has 400 billion, maybe 600. It's been a while since I've looked at those. But anyway, a lot of these cryptocurrencies are going to just do this because it's human behavior repeating itself over and over and over. It's just market cycles. So if you've seen the video on market cycle psychology, you would kind of understand, oh, well, that makes sense. Another one, let me see what other one I can do for you. let's look at OMG, Omisigo. So Omisigo literally came out at 30 cents and went all the way up to 30 bucks. And it had this pullback, it's had this consolidation range here. It's been sitting on top of this consolidation range, and it's breaking out on bigger volume. This is extremely bullish over time based on this. And then I bet this was wave 1 here, wave 2 pullback, wave 1 of 3, and then we had a pullback, and then we go higher into 3, probably break that high, and then continue higher. And you can even draw that Elliott wave here. So that was wave 1, wave 3, 4, and 5. Man, I don't like this chart. Not used to this chart at all. So wave 1, 2 is there, 3 was here, 4 was there, and then 5 was there. So there we go. And then you had an ABC correction as well. So they just should continue to go higher as long as there's volume, as long as the company is building. These are bubbles that will continue for quite a while. It's just like the dot-com bubble. You know, the dot-com bubble had, I think, $3 trillion in it, $3 to $5 trillion, and we're at 1 point something trillion. Inflation has occurred since then, so I expect this to at least last till it triples in value, probably quadruples in value, and then some of the cryptos will probably make it out of here and create good projects over time. And then H-bar, let's look at H-bar real quick. Okay, so you can see that wave here. Wave 1, complex pullback. Wave 3 probably goes into several dollars, and then wave 5. Wave 4 pullback, and then wave 5, wherever that goes, $5, something like that. To really look at this, I need to look at TradingView, because I need to throw a Fibonacci on it, and then I need to throw the indicators on it. But I know wave 3 is always bigger in cryptocurrencies. It's never the smallest wave in the rules of Elliott wave. And then typically wave 1 is just as big as wave 5. So you can do the percentage gain on wave 1. Yeah, you can do the percentage gain on wave 1. You can even go back to Litecoin. So the percentage gain was, what was that again? 650%. Oh, look at that, 628%. So wave 5 is the same as wave 1. It's just human behavior repeating itself over and over. Emotions run this market. People don't run this market. So people, fear and greed run this market, and that fear and greed is pretty much the same in every scenario, and will always be that way till while humans exist. What's another one? Let me look and see what else looks good. Okay, ADA. That's going to be the last I'm going to do. This video is kind of long. ADA USD. Okay, so ADA, wave 1 was here, the big in the macro count, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5. wherever this goes. And I don't know where it's going to pull back to, but it should look something like this. Maybe end up in 20 bucks, 50 bucks. We'll just have to see. But volume's growing here. It just got listed on Coinbase. So we're in the middle of wave 3. I can do a micro count on this wave 2 as well. So wave 1 looks here. 3 probably ends up somewhere up here. And then we have a pullback and then a final wave 5 for that count. Volume's growing, so I expect that to happen here. I have to look at indicators, and I don't want to pull them up on this video. I just want to show you the Elliott wave count and how I get projections of price over time. Okay, so that's the last one I'm going to do on here. I think this video has gone pretty long, but that should explain how I get my price projections of certain cryptocurrencies. Cardano is also a protocol currency like Ethereum and Neo, and I expect this one to get pretty good. I probably won't buy any more of this one just because it's so high right now. I mean, it could go 20x from here, but I'm looking at the market, looking at like OmiseGO and then Neo and purchasing those instead, just because the X factor seems a lot higher. I do have Cardano staked as well, and I'll probably do some kind of video on staking Cardano. I believe I earn about 5% per year on it, and then the value of the coins go up, so that 5% turns into a significant amount of money over time. But that's all I've got for today.